This is the INDYCAR Thermal Club Review 2025, first ever points scoring race for the Thermal Club. I don't have a thermal shirt. That is the 2024 St. Pete shirt, if you're wondering, but I'm sure none of you are. You want to talk about the Thermal Club. First of all I got to say is, holy Alex Palou. I think we first need to ask our question is Alex Palou going to have a Max Verstappen 2022, 2023 type campaign? I think it genuinely could be. He's gone 2 for 2. The last time a driver has started off with back-to-back victories in a season was Scott Dixon in 2020. And if you remember, he won the first 3 or 4 races in the season. He went on a tear. And I honestly think Alex Palou is going to do that. He'll probably win Long Beach, honestly. He'll probably start off the year going 3 for 3, 4 for 4, 4 for 5. I mean, honestly, I could see him winning every race up to the Indy GP. He could seriously start off the year 5 for 5. I mean, he's won at Barber before. He's been good at Long Beach before. Why not? And he's a dog at the Indy GP, so why not start off the year 5 for 5? And then you get to the 500, and it's like, oh my gosh. So Alex Palou, I think if anyone doesn't win the championship besides Alex Palou, it's a shocker. I think he's going to be the guy to beat, and I don't think anyone has what it takes to beat him. Today, he was third all race. His team made a great. His team is also so good. It's not just him. It's that 10 crew. They gave him the best strategy, and in that final stint, passes Lundgaard. He's got 9 seconds to award. I say it'd be cool if he cuts 6 seconds. In 5 laps, he's on the tail of Pato O'Ward, and he passes him, and he wins the race by 10 seconds. Insane drive. Insane. He basically just sat third all race and took it in the last stint. Pato O'Ward, my heart does go out to you today. He dominated the race. It was incredible. He opened up the race with 8-second stint. I mean, not an 8-second stint. He opened up the race in the first stint by pulling an 8-second lead. That was super impressive. O'Ward deserved the win, but Alex Palou, I'm going to say it, Alex Palou had his best drive of all time today. And it was just one of those days. It was just one of those days where you weren't going to beat Palou. And we're just going to have those days in IndyCar this year where Palou's unbeatable. He'll win 5+ races this year. Definitely he's winning more than 5 races this year. It's going to be a historic year for Alex Palou. I'm feeling his championship. Now, I really hope I did not just jinx him, but it was just one of those days for Alex Palou. No wrecks, unfortunately, although Marcus Ericsson did have that spin around lap, I think, 16 it was. That was disappointing to see because he qualified 5th, and then on the first lap he got taken off the track. That was super disappointing to see. Ericsson, we know, needs a good season. But, let's think about Andretti, though, heading into 2026. Especially if Colton Herta gets that Cadillac F1 seat and Marcus Ericsson doesn't improve at all. Do you have 2 open seats at Andretti? And if Nolan Siegel doesn't improve and he keeps driving like that, will McLaren also drop Siegel? And Power could be out of seat. So there could be a lot of shakeup this year at the front 4 teams. And also Kiffin Simpson. I don't think his seat's under pressure because you've got Scott Dixon and Alex Palou there. But, if Ganassi can afford 3 good drivers, I think you'd take it. So there could be a ton of shakeup, honestly, in the front 4 teams this year for IndyCar. We'll just have to see. That's not what this video is about. We're talking about Thermal Club. We cannot talk about this video without the TV coverage. It was terrible today. Now, I know it may not have been their fault because there's a power outage on the whole of Thermal. Now, was that the town or the city of Thermal? I don't know what it is, or the county. I don't know what they just said the whole Thermal area, so I don't know if that's I know the Thermal Club is located in Thermal, California, but is that a county, city, town? I don't know. So is that just the track that lost power? Was it the whole city or whatever it is that lost power? So it was not Fox's fault, but it was really disappointing to see. I knew when it showed, for me, the last thing I saw was Pato O'Ward leaving the pits. I was watching with my dad, and it froze, and then it cut to a commercial. I said, oh, I bet the broadcast just crashed, and they're putting on an emergency 30-second commercial. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Then a second commercial, then a third commercial, then a fourth commercial, then a fifth commercial, and I say, hold up, wait, we actually have a problem here. And it was a really bad problem, honestly. I think it happened around lap 27 through lap 30. I don't know exactly what lap it happened. I know we regained on lap 40, so we missed anywhere between 10 and 13 laps, and thermal laps are long laps, so it was a good probably 20 minutes that we didn't have that broadcast on. We were just watching about 10 to 12 minutes of commercial and about 8 minutes of the NASCAR race, I'm willing to say. And, it was very disappointing because I bet that, we are competing with the NCAA tournament, but the only game that was on during this time was the Duke-Baylor game. So I'm willing to say that the number from St. Pete was probably around 1.5 million to 2 million people. Actually, that's a bit much. 1.3 to probably 2 million people, somewhere in there. And I'm willing to say that we probably only finished that 1 million people watching. I bet that number dropped big time because you just can't get people to sit there. And I hope that doesn't affect the number for Long Beach. But the advertisements that they're showing for the Long Beach GP looks good, so they just need to advertise that. And I can imagine that if you're Fox, I'm probably overthinking this too hard, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm genuinely not. Maybe your ratings are down all the way until the 500, but you just got to promote the 500. I'm willing to say you get 20 million people to watch that 500 on the Fox network, and then if that race is entertaining, please be like a 2024 race. Then heading into Detroit, who's to say 2-3 million isn't impossible for the rest of the season? Maybe that's just me being a diehard fan and wanting the best for the sport, but we cannot be having the broadcast happening like that. That has to be a one and done. Can never, ever, ever happen again. I cannot express how kind of embarrassing that is for Fox, even though it was not their fault. I want to make that very clear. It was not IndyCar's fault. It was not Fox's fault. There's happened to be a power outage. Why it was caused, I do not know. I'm willing to take a great guess. It was not Fox or IndyCar's fault. Now, if it was, then that's a different story. But from what we know and we understand, that power outage was not IndyCar or Fox's fault. It's just one of those things that happens. It's the desert. Crap like that happens. But you got it. Are they called generators? This is really bad that I'm going to suggest. I don't even know if this is possible, but I know if your city or town, wherever you live at in the United States, loses power, you can have something in your house that keeps your power on, like a generator. I hope that's what it's called. I hope I'm not looking like an idiot. But I don't even know if that's how it works for the network. I don't know. But whatever that's called to get your power staying on, maybe Fox needs to invest in one of those if that works for a live broadcast. I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm talking about there. I was just ranting about the whole broadcast situation. That cannot be happening whatsoever. And I told my dad this. I guess thank God it's happening during probably the worst race of the season and not the 500. That'd be scattertraffic, whatever that word. Sorry, I just butchered that word. It would be horrible if that happened during the 500 because, yeah, I can't even express how bad that'd be if it happened during the Indianapolis 500. And I guess this was maybe this is IndyCar going to thermal. It's them trying an F1 type track. Basically, if you make it through the first lap or two, you're not going to get a yellow unless someone's engine blows and they can't make it back to the pit. It reminds me a lot of an F1 race. Make it through the first 2 laps, you're going to get spread out. Your battle for 10 through last, 10 through 22 group, which is the 11 through, which is the 12 through 18 group in F1, is going to be very fierce, and it was like that. The leaders spread out because of strategy. At the end, the leaders come together, very much like an F1 race. You make it through the first 2 laps, there's not going to be yellow unless someone's engine blew, and that's exactly what happened today. I was entertained pretty much the whole race. Maybe the laps 8 through 14 I wasn't a big fan of. But I enjoyed the race. It reminded me a lot of a St. Pete race. Us hardcore fans really enjoy it because of the strategy. But if you're a newer fan trying to get IndyCar and there wasn't any wrecks, that might be tough. I expect Long Beach won't be anything like St. Pete or Thermal. I bet you're going to have at least probably 3 to 5 yellows at Long Beach. It's going to be crazy. It's the 50th anniversary. A lot of guys are going to win it. Alex Plow is going to be tough. It's just going to be interesting. Can't wait for that. So if you watched Thermal, thank you. If you stayed through the power outage and the broadcasting not being able to go, thank you. Make sure you subscribe, and see ya.